We continue Chapter 4, Privacy. This is Part 7 of 7, Advanced Computer Capabilities. The learning outcomes include: evaluate the benefits of e-discovery, explain why so many surveillance cameras are being used, list and describe several successful uses of technology to fight crime or terrorism, explain how technology is making us safer in our cars, and demonstrate how to protect publicity rights. With the advent of electronic storage of vast amounts of data, e-discovery or electronic discovery has become a part of most large criminal and civil actions and proceedings. In fact, if you think back to Osama bin Laden, he stayed hidden so long because he never used email or connected to the internet. He was caught when one of his known couriers briefly turned on a cell phone. However, most of the time we have substantial information amassed on our technology, and most of us aren't Osama bin Laden either. Think about the massive amounts of data that we create each day. How many of you have sent a text while watching this video? How many of you have checked Facebook or your email? Think about the massive amounts of data if we combine all of us together across the world. E-discovery allows for the collection, preparation, review, and production of electronically stored information. There is software available that helps to analyze the large amounts of electronically generated data provided upon request when a lawsuit is filed. E-discovery software will help to simplify the massive amounts of data, similar to the process used in making sense out of big data. E-discovery software can also help to identify everyone in an investigation and determine who knew what and when they knew it. Have you ever been under camera surveillance? Are you now? If not, how sure are you? If you're at work, you may be monitored, and there may be legitimate reasons for doing so. Cameras at red lights and toll booths make us pay a fine if we don't follow the rules. If it's your tag, it's your fee. Similarly, cameras helped Britain find the July 7th bombers very quickly in the mid-2000s, and cameras have helped find many other terrorists after the event. Obviously, the goal of cameras is to provide security and protection to people, assets, information, etc. Of course, the balance between security and liberty sometimes tilts too far towards security, and too much data is collected without just cause. The most surveilled place? London, England. It had 422,000 cameras in 2015, 500,000 in 2017, and is predicted to have almost 642,000 by 2020. That's a lot of cameras. Do you trust the government to always use that data wisely? Every single person with access, every single time? We have to stay aware of how the government is using our data and ensure that we receive protection. Domain awareness system is an interesting mix of technology and law enforcement to deter criminal activities. Let's take a look at it. The Domain Awareness System is a joint effort of New York Police Department and Microsoft, with the stated goal to reduce the amount of time required to respond to the incident. This system is linked with 6,000 video cameras around the city and includes radiological and nuclear detectors on boats, radiation detectors on helicopters and trucks, and even detectors on police officers' gun belts. The technology allows identification of multiple shapes and sizes of unidentified suspicious packages and can track people within seconds using descriptions such as someone wearing a red shirt. In the case of the Boston Marathon bombers, the infrared system that is part of the Domain Awareness Project helped to find the suspect. Take a look at this short Nova video to see how the system worked when tracking the suspect in that case. It's pretty interesting. Many automobiles have an event data recorder, EDR, embedded in them. You may not even know if your car has such a system. It records vehicle and occupant data a few seconds before, during, and after airbags are deployed. This helps capture data and improve safety performance over time. It can also help in a court of law to determine what happened and who may be at fault. Unless you're dealing with a fatality or something serious, it's often not used. While it's similar to the black box of an airplane, it doesn't gather nearly as much data as the black box. With the advent of inexpensive dash cams, the importance of EDR for crash investigation is not likely to increase, but it may still be used for safety performance improvements. While public figures give up many privacy rights simply by voluntarily being in the public eye, they don't give up publicity rights. These are rights of identity and have value because of their association with something or someone. You don't want to use identifiable amounts of a product or individual's likeness, particularly when the intent is to make money. Without permission, you are probably violating publicity rights. For instance, if I started selling t-shirts with Taylor Swift on them along with "This Sick Beat," I'm probably violating her publicity rights. Either the picture or "This Sick Beat" or both could be violating her publicity rights. The only reason I make money off of the shirts is because of her likeness on them and her trademark phrase. If I transform it enough, I may be able to use it. Or if I say "This sick beat needs to take a chill pill" to criticize Taylor Swift, I might be able to fight off the publicity rights challenge. The First Amendment, after all, allows me to use portions of an artist's likeness or song or book if I'm doing it for social commentary or satire. Did any of you watch the AMC series Mad Men? If you're binge watching now, this is a slight spoiler alert, although it won't give away much. This short video clip shows Don, the title character, presumably coming up with the "I'd like to buy the world a Coke" song that uniquely identified Coca-Cola in the 1970s. When I saw it, I thought, how cool is that? Coke allowed them to use their intellectual property to end the series. The next day, the VP of marketing for Coca-Cola was questioned about it. He said he saw it and he thought it was very well done, but he was just as surprised as the rest of us. Coke was never asked if it was okay to use their material. Mad Men just used it. And Coke liked it, so there fortunately was no legal challenge. While this outcome ended amicably, I would still advise to always ask for permission before using someone else's rights of identity. There are many other privacy concerns that include a technology component, such as iris scans, biometrics, genetic testing for disease and impact on future hiring, RFID and automatic charging of your credit card like Amazon is piloting, camera phones in a locker room and the pictures they may capture, and Google Street View. Do you use Google Maps? If you're like most of us, you probably do. Google Street View. Have you seen the little Google car going around your neighborhood confirming online maps? When Google originally created Street View, it scanned unsecured wireless networks to confirm the location of Street View cars. They unintentionally gathered data such as user IDs, passwords, email messages, images, and more from private, unsecured networks. Now, you might argue that people should secure their personal wireless networks, and you would be right. But Google cannot scan networks and gather information without permission. There are several lawsuits pending on this. In addition, the cameras sometimes catch people in ways that they won't removed. For instance, sunbathing in the nude. Upon request, Google does remove or blur out so that it's not distinguishable any personally protected data. In my view, the advantages of having Google Maps far outweighs intrusions on privacy, intentional or unintentional. But I'm unaware of any images of me sunbathing in the nude, particularly since I have never sunbathed in the nude at home or elsewhere. In summary, electronic discovery, or e-discovery, has streamlined compilation and organization of very large civil and criminal lawsuits. Camera surveillance offers benefits to law enforcement, but privacy advocates worry about the protection of personally identifiable information. Technology and dash cams track safety data when airbags are deployed and also help with determining fault. Public people have publicity rights associated with them. Simply from being famous, you must honor these rights. As technology continues to advance and improve safety, we must vigilantly protect our privacy rights.